This is a public service announcement for one Mr. Carson Wentz. The Eagles are coming for you, brother, and we're going to destroy you.
You want Philly food?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco, and it is Philly the podcast. So today we are going to talk about the game that I've been waiting for all offseason. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I've been wanting to play Carson Wentz since he has left the Philadelphia Eagles. And realistically, last year against the Colts, you know, we were looking forward to this year because we do play the Colts. We thought that would be the time that we get to play him, but no. It's with Washington, so it's a double thing, right? It's two times the pleasure. We get to beat him, we get to knock him out senseless, and then we get to beat the Washington, whatever the heck they're going to call themselves this year. So I'm hype, and we're going to talk about this, what I think we need to do in order to win that game. But before we do get into that, be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe, join the family. We are on the road to 4K, and I'm running out of money to buy subs and views. So if you guys can help me, I'm sorry, I should have said. Anyways, let's get into it, man. So look, Carson Wentz is a man. I've talked about Carson Wentz a lot. I do not like Carson Wentz. I don't like how he left the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't like how everything ended. It was a messy divorce, right? And now we get to go fight our ex a little bit. I think that the Philadelphia Eagles, this is a big emotional game for the Eagles. I think that on paper we are better than Washington. I do think that Washington is a good team. I'm not going to take anything away from what they have built over there. They have a decent defense, a pretty good offensive line, some good wide receivers, good running game, good coach. I love Ron Rivera. But I don't think they have enough. I do not think that the Eagles should go out there and lose this game. I think the Eagles should be 3-0. Now, prior to the season, I did have this marked down as a loss, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, because I did feel, you know, maybe the emotion of Carson Wentz, maybe the emotion of the first two games, which were hard-fought games, obviously more so the first one than the second, but those were tough games. You know, maybe you have a little bit of a letdown coming off the Monday night. I don't know. I don't think like that anymore. I told you guys that before. I told you guys way early on in this podcast life, as closer that the season gets, the more unrealistic I get. So I'm saying like 45-0. No, I'm kidding. But realistically, I do not see why we would lose this game. I do think that, and I'm gonna give you the negatives, or I guess if you're a Washington fan, the positives of what they have that can beat us, right? They have a good offensive line. They have those wide receivers that, look, Jahan Dotson's been doing his thing. Shout out to him from Penn State. We all know what Scary Terry is. Curtis Samuel has really been doing a number on a lot of teams, obviously killing it in fantasy, and I've had him on my bench like for the past 2 weeks, which is annoying, but maybe I'll start him this week, but probably not. But anyways, I love tangents. Curtis Samuel's been doing his thing. You look at the running backs that they have. Antonio Gibson has been very good. You look at the quarterback, Carson Wentz. When he's on, he's on. We've seen Carson Wentz throw 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. We've seen Carson Wentz throw 4 interceptions, no touchdowns. So it's what Carson Wentz are we going to play Sunday? That's the big question. I think that we should be able to go out there and win this game. This is going to be another big game for Darius Slay. This is going to be another big game for Avonte Maddox, for Marcus Epps, for hopefully not Hassan Reddick. I know everybody was very upset that he was covering, you know, a tight end, but I don't feel like that's the biggest deal in the world as long as it's not a consistent thing. I understand that close and tight end to the red zone. We gave up a touchdown because Hassan Reddick was there. Look, Ish Smith is a very, very shifty tight end. That's what he does. So I'm not really putting that on Hassan Reddick. I'm not really even putting that on Gannon. You're going to be asked to do that sometimes as our linebacker. So it is what it is. Unless you move him down to the line full time, that's going to happen. And even if you move him to the line, I'm sure that there's going to be defensive plays where he's out of position. It just is what it is. That's life. It's a guessing game when it comes down to the defensive coordinator versus the offensive coordinator. An educated guessing game, but a guessing game nonetheless. So look, I really truly believe that this defense has to have another big performance. This Washington offense can definitely get it going at the snap of a hat, or a snap of a finger, whatever. I don't know who snaps hat, but I guess I do. But snapback hats. But yeah, I mean, so the offense kinda can, you know, kind of scare me a little bit. Obviously, like I said, if you give up big plays to a Jahan Dotson, you're not getting them back. If you get a little bit confused of how they're using Curtis Samuels, he can make a big play, you know. And obviously, Scary Terry, we know what he is. Logan Thomas has been very quiet. You know, obviously just coming back. I believe he came back last week against the Lions didn't do much, wasn't going crazy. So it'll be interesting to see if he's back into a groove. Maybe he becomes a factor in this game. There's a lot on that offense to definitely watch out for. And I brought up the offensive line. You know, our defensive line has not been getting the sacks, even though this previous week, we got a lot more pressure on Kirk Cousins, which you love to see, but I need to see that continue. I need to see that continue against Carson Wentz. Get him uncomfortable, make him make bad decisions. We all know once he gets on the outside, he doesn't know what the heck he's doing, whether he's going to throw it, whether he's going to hold it and take the sack, whether he's just going to fumble it. We've seen it all from Carson Wentz. So we know what we have to do in order to get him off his spot, in order to get him out of his rhythm, and we need to do that. Look, offensively, I am very confident in our offense. I think that Jalen Hurts has had a tremendous upswing, and I'm not going to sit here and say he's perfect because he's far from perfect. There's things that I want to see improve still, but look, you go out there and put 30 points up a game, I'm going to be okay with you. I'm not going to sit here and complain, and especially I think he missed 5 passes last game, and one of them was an interception. It was a bad throw, but it is what it is. You had one. I'm not mad at that. Jalen Hurts has proven to me that he is going to go out there and try to win. He is going to go out there and put his team in the position to win. He's not going to make a bevy of mistakes like we've seen before. So I'm cool with him. Our wide receivers, they're going to eat. I mean, Quez Walker, we got a bunch of Batmans like Darius Slay said. We got a whole bunch of Batmans, no Robins. So we have a whole bunch of wide receivers that are going to go out there and eat. Our running game has been just as good, if not even better than it was last year. So everything is together. Miles Sanders has looked incredible in his first couple of games. He's on pace right now to rush over 1,400 yards. That's insane. He's already got his touchdown, so we're not worried about that monkey on his back anymore. So it's all fires go on the offense. I want to see this offensive line stay the course. The first game wasn't the best. The first game was a little bit rough. Second game was a lot better from this offensive line, especially in the run game. I just want to see that continue. I want to see this offensive line giving Jalen Hurts the time. I want to see Jalen Hurts going through his progressions. But there's nothing that worries me about the Washington football team outside of emotion, outside of them getting extremely hype about this game. We saw Justin Jefferson doing a gritty prior to our game, and then he grittied all the way back home because they got their butt whooped. So, I mean, I think that this team is going to be hype if they really do like Carson Wentz. I don't know, if that team really has Carson Wentz back, they're probably going to, get up for this game and want to help him get some revenge. We can't allow that. We have to start out hot and we have to finish out the same way. We have to start strong, and in the middle, be strong. You know what I'm saying? You got to stay consistent throughout this game because I know Washington is not the greatest team in the world. I understand that, and I'm not sitting here saying I'm worried. But they can take advantage of weaknesses, just like anybody else. So you guys let me know what you're thinking. My score prediction ain't coming out yet. I'm going to say it when we got George coming on Friday. So let me know what y'all thinking in the comments. What's your score prediction? Why not? Hey, why not? I'll read them when we have George on, and we'll talk about it. But other than that, y'all know what it is, man. It is Fly Eagles Fly, and we are out of here. Peace!
Eagles fans everywhere. This is for you.
Fly Eagles flying on the team. Touchdown. Time to get Jalen this ring. You don't really want to start a thing. This a bird gang nation, baby. It's a Philly thing. Hater, and you looking like you type trash. I'm just here calling on Philly the podcast. And we can call a man dog or watch Miles score off the handoff. Rest of the division, your man saw Jackson like Sean.